This is Jarrod Horak, and this is my latest Kentucky Derby 2024 Contenders Report. Right now it's April 30th. We're 3 days out from the Kentucky Oaks, 4 days out from the Kentucky Derby, and I'm going to catch up with the latest news in this video. Now, if you need past performances for Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby Day, you can find those past performances at todaysracingdigest.com. And they also have their complete digest that they do every year, the Derby Day edition from Churchill Downs. You'll get past performances, analysis, and more. So go on over to todaysracingdigest.com for more details. And you can also read my Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks reports and all of the news that I post on their Kentucky Derby page each day. So go on over there if you're interested in any of that. And then for my full cards, I'm going to be doing Kentucky Oaks Day full card and Derby Day full card this year. And you can get those at the Digest website or at my personal website, therunawayhorse.com, on my sales page. And the full cards that I'm going to be offering for this Triple Crown season, as I said, Kentucky Oaks Day and Kentucky Derby Day for Preakness Week. Black-Eyed Susan Day, the day before the Preakness, and then Preakness Day, May 18th. And then for the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga later this spring, they're going to have the 4-day Belmont Stakes Festival, and I'm going to do full cards for all 4 days. So go on over to therunawayhorse.com for more details. And for my full cards for Kentucky Oaks Day, that will be done later tonight, April 30th. And my Kentucky Derby Day full card is going to be done on Wednesday, May 1st. You can pre-purchase those now, and I'll send those out as soon as the analysis is complete. And also after scratches, if they have scratches that affect my suggested tickets, I'm going to send out email updates with updated tickets as well. So go on over to therunawayhorse.com for more details. I've been doing these full cards for many years and have had a lot of success in the Triple Crown series. Now on to the news for April 30th. The big news of the day, Encino number 9 has scratched out of the Kentucky Derby for trainer Brad Cox. He had an injury. They had to pull him out of the race. He won the Lexington Stakes to qualify for the Kentucky Derby. And then to make sure he was doing well, they had a good workout recently. And after that workout, that prompted his connections to enter the Kentucky Derby. But then they spotted this injury and they had to pull out of the race. Now, number 21, Epic Ride, has now drawn into the race. So he's in the field. And we have one also eligible now, number 22, Mugatu. He needs one defection to get into the field. So all the horses from post 10 and out are all going to move in one spot. So that means Fierceness, who was number 17, he was going to break, he's still number 17, but he was going to break from post 17. And that post 17 is 0 for 44. So he moves in one spot, and he'll now break from post 16. And now the horse that's going to move into the dreaded post 17, Stronghold. So he's going to move in a spot there, and he's going to break from post 17 now in the Kentucky Derby. Had a couple workouts. And both of them were the Japanese horses. T.O. Password on April 30th worked 4 furlongs, 46.80, best of 2 on the day. So not many horses are working. All the other horses have already completed their Derby preparations, at least from a workout standpoint. But T.O. Password had a relatively fast work. He's 2 for 2, lightly raced, and I would not be surprised if he shows some speed under Kazushi Kimura. Now, Forever Young, the other Japanese horse, he worked 5 furlongs in 1:03 flat. He hasn't looked fast, at least in his workouts. He had a very slow 6 furlong workout in 1:19 and change. And then this workout, 5 furlongs in 1:03. So he hasn't impressed breaking any stopwatches on his workouts, but that's okay. We know that he's talented. 5 for 5 lifetime, and we're going to see what kind of race he runs. He's not showing obvious signs that he's going to run a huge race in the Derby, but we'll just have to see how all of that plays out after they break from the gate. Now, as for Epic Ride getting into the field, we'll look at his past performances. His first 5 starts were on, his first 4 career starts were on all-weather ground at Turfway Park. In the Leone Stakes in February, he won that one by 4 lengths. He was second in the John Battaglia Memorial, stalking the pace. Encino won that one. And then last time in the Grade 1 Bluegrass Stakes, Sierra Leone rallied to win it. Just a touch, clearly second best. Epic Ride, best of the rest in third at 51-1 odds. The big thing about him is this outside post and his running style that don't seem to match. He likes to be up on the pace, an early pressing type, and from the outside post, it's going to be tough for him with multiple horses with early pressing speed breaking to his inside to be able to run a quality race here. John Ennis is his trainer. Adam Beschizza is going to ride. Blame is the sire. Gio Ponti, the dam sire on this one. And then number 22, Mugatu, as I said, he needs one defection to get into the field. And if he gets in for trainer Jeff Englar, this son of Blofeld, with Joe Talamo aboard if he draws into the field. He's run a total of 12 times. He only has 1 win, 1 second, and 3 third-place finishes. He likes to run on late. In the John Battaglia Memorial, he ended up rallying to finish 4th. And then in his last 2 starts, the Rushaway Stakes, he was 8th. And then the Bluegrass Stakes, he was 5th at 181 to 1 odds. So if he gets in, he's going to be a huge long shot, and he's going to try to rally from off the pace. One more thing we'll talk about in this video is I'm going to go through the workouts. And I watched all of the workouts for these Kentucky Derby workers at Churchill Downs, and I'm going to give out my 3 top workout horses, the horses that looked best in the mornings. And the 3rd best workout that I thought was Just a Touch, and he had a solo workout on April 27th. And it's not necessarily the times, it's how they look doing it, and if they look energetic, and if they're handling the track well. And Just a Touch on April 27th started out his first 4 furlongs in 48, and then he went 5 furlongs in a minute .80, 26th best of 58. He was out in 1:13 and change. What I liked about this workout is he was really gliding over the track effortlessly. It seemed like he was handling that Churchill track, and he's one that has a lot of upside. And the other thing I really liked is that this was a solo work. Now, this horse was an unraced 2-year-old. He's only made 3 career starts, and they were all this year. And he just seems so professional. He just goes out there and runs his race. He ran fast in his sprint debut, winning that one. And in his 2nd career start, I picked him on top in the Gotham Stakes, and he ended up finishing 2nd there. Now, his first 2 races were on wet tracks, and then in the Bluegrass Stakes, he stalked, he led. He was clearly 2nd best behind Sierra Leone. Not disgraced at all there. Sierra Leone, one of the top win contenders in the Kentucky Derby, Just a Touch with just 3 starts. As I said, he didn't even need a workmate. He's very professional. He just goes about his business. He has good tactical speed. I think that he's a realistic win contender in the Kentucky Derby. Now, the 2nd best workout that I saw on April 27th, a team drill between the 2 Chad Brown trainees, Sierra Leone working on the inside and Domestic Product working on the outside. And their fractions were 25.24, 36.52, 5 furlongs in a minute on .20. That was 15th best of 58. And then they were out 6 furlongs in 112.87. Now, Chad Brown didn't want to do too much in this workout. And I hear a lot of chatter online saying, oh, Domestic Product really worked well, but they're missing the fact that Domestic Product has always been a good workhorse. He hasn't run in 8 weeks, so they really need to drill him to get him ready for the Kentucky Derby. All these workouts have to take place of a race that he didn't get to run after the Tampa Bay Derby, and that was by design. At first, they thought about running him in another race, and they thought, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to train him up and have a fresh horse for the Kentucky Derby. He had a bullet workout on March 30th, and then a couple weeks later, he had another bullet workout, and then he had a 3rd best of 37 workout prior to this move. So he's a horse that works fast. Now, Sierra Leone's never been a fast workhorse, and Chad Brown didn't want them to do too much in their final workout. He didn't want to leave everything out on the track in their work. He wanted to save something for the race. So Sierra Leone is a horse that likes to close, and Domestic Product is a horse that likes to work fast. So Domestic Product, of course, on the outside seemed to have a lot of energy. And Sierra Leone, I liked how he was digging in this workout. He had his head down low, and he was really moving nicely. He's one that he has multiple gears. He can make multiple moves. He's going to be coming from well off the pace, whereas Domestic Product probably going to be sitting closer to mid-pack. So you're going to see Domestic Product try to make a move in the middle of the race. Sierra Leone should be making his move later on. So I thought this was a very good workout, especially for Sierra Leone, as he seems to be holding his condition, and he looks to be ready for the Kentucky Derby. And then Domestic Product, as Sierra Leone is one of my top 5 most likely Derby winners, Domestic Product is a live long shot. Good work for both horses. And then finally, Fierceness had the best workout at Churchill Downs. On April 26th, he went 4 furlongs in 48.80. This was a typical Todd Pletcher move where he went nice and slow, a slow, easy half mile, and then had a nice gallop out. And that 48.80 was 43rd best of 68. Not looking for any kind of speed here. You're just looking for him to gallop out well, and he did that. 5 furlongs in a minute .51, and he really put distance on his workmate Agate Road. 6 furlongs in 112.50, 7 furlongs in 126.11. Excellent work. That's exactly what, if you really watched the Florida Derby, you saw the controlled fractions that he was setting. If you allow a horse like Fierceness with all of his talent and his positional speed and his raw ability to just kind of canter along through easy fractions. This is what he can do. In the Kentucky Derby, if there's the pace isn't quick, and you just allow him, like he did in the Florida Derby, to just get out there and run his early pressing race uh, in a nice controlled tempo, he could certainly really run a big race. As we saw in this workout, he was full of energy at the end. He was just galloping along and moving right along there. And that was a good workout for the Kentucky Derby for Fierceness. And now from post 16, they're looking for a clean start and for him to be up on the pace. And then they're hoping that that pace isn't too quick. If the pace is more on the moderate side or just honest fractions and they're not really clicking along at a really quick tempo up there, Fierceness has a very good chance to just give the others the slip, make a big move, put away the speed horses, and then have a nice distance over the closers to hold them off. That's probably his best chance to win the race, and he's a logical contender. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content, and keep checking my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing these news updates. And then my next video that I'm going to be doing is a wet track video analyzing horses for a wet track. And I'm going to do my Kentucky Oaks final video where I go through the Kentucky Oaks field and give out my top choice. And then for the Kentucky Derby, I'm going to be doing the same thing this week. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel for all of that, and go over to the runawayhorse.com to purchase my Oaks and Derby Day full cards. And until I see you next time, good luck at the race.